Toyota just handed its biggest rival the keys to its own cars. Brand new Toyotas are rolling off production lines with BYD batteries inside. The same Chinese company Japan spent years dismissing as a copycat. And the price of one of those Toyotas? It's the number nobody in Japan wants to say out loud, and it changes everything about who actually controls the future of the car industry. To understand how this happened, go back to Shenzhen in 1995. A 29-year-old chemist named Wang Chuanfu quit his government research job, rented a facility, hired 20 people, and borrowed startup capital from a relative. The company was called BYD, Build Your Dreams. People laughed at the name. They stopped laughing quickly. Wang's initial business was simple, rechargeable batteries for mobile phones. Within a few years, BYD was supplying the world's biggest handset brands. Margins were thin, but Wang wasn't building a product line, he was building a manufacturing philosophy. Vertical integration, in-house everything. Cost control at a scale no competitor was attempting. Wang's logic was brutal and clear. The car of the future is a battery on wheels, and nobody on earth makes batteries cheaper than BYD. Warren Buffett understood before Detroit or Tokyo did. In 2008, Berkshire Hathaway paid $232 million for roughly 10% of the company. Charlie Munger compared Wang to Thomas Edison. The endorsement barely registered in Japan. That silence would cost them dearly. The technological turning point came in 2020. BYD unveiled the Blade battery, a lithium iron phosphate cell formed into long flat blades, packed directly into the vehicle's structural frame. To demonstrate its safety, engineers drove a steel nail straight through a fully charged cell. A standard lithium-ion pack at that point ignites above 500 degrees Celsius. The blade showed no fire, no smoke, almost no heat. It didn't just pass the test, it barely acknowledged it. By 2022, BYD eliminated its remaining combustion. Only models entirely. No gradual phase-out. No hedging. The company that started in a rented workshop became the first major automaker on Earth to go fully electric, while the rest of the industry was still debating whether the market was ready. Meanwhile, Toyota was winning a completely different war. The 1997 Prius turned hybrid technology from a niche experiment into a global product category. For 2 decades, Toyota owned that category almost alone. The company became the world's best selling automaker, and its leadership publicly questioned whether pure battery electric vehicles were truly viable. That wasn't arrogance. It was a position grounded in real engineering data and customer feedback. The problem was that winning the hybrid decade left Toyota dangerously exposed for the electric one. Its first serious global EV, the bZ4X, launched in 2022 and was recalled within 2 months. Under certain braking conditions, the wheels could physically detach from the vehicle. For any brand, that's bad. For Toyota, a company whose identity is built entirely on reliability, it was a structural blow to credibility. Beneath the recall sat a harder problem: the market numbers. In 2025, Toyota sold 10.5 million vehicles and kept its crown as the world's largest automaker. But fewer than 2% were fully electric. In Japan, Toyota's own home market, it sold roughly 4,000 EVs across the entire year. China was worse. Japanese brands once held 1 in 4 car sales there. That share had fallen below 1 in 10. Mitsubishi didn't just lose. The battery alone accounts for more than a third of an electric vehicle's total cost. Toyota could build exceptional cars. It could not engineer its way around that number, so it made the only rational decision left: stop competing on batteries and buy them instead. In November 2019, Toyota and BYD signed a 50-50 joint venture, with engineers from both companies working under the same roof in Shenzhen. Most of the industry filed it as a footnote. The products that followed were not footnotes. In 2023, Toyota launched the bZ3, an electric sedan for China built entirely around BYD's Blade battery and BYD's electric motor. The heart and the muscle of a Toyota made by BYD, it pulled over 5,000 orders on day 1. Then came June 2025 and the bZ5, an electric SUV. BYD Blade battery. Up to 630 kilometers of claimed range, Tokyo to Osaka on a single charge. Strong specs. But the range figure wasn't what shocked the room. The BZ5 starts at 129,800 yuan, approximately 18,000 US dollars. A fully electric Toyota SUV with BYD's flagship battery inside, priced below what a base Corolla costs in America. Japanese engineers had spent years tearing BYD vehicles apart, trying to understand the cost structure. BYD manufactures its own batteries, motors, power electronics, semiconductors, and much of its own raw material supply. Every layer where a traditional automaker pays a supplier, BYD captures the margin internally. The cost advantages stack across every component simultaneously. Toyota couldn't replicate that in time, so it bought access to it instead. While Toyota reorganized around BYD's technology, BYD was accelerating on every front. In 2025, BYD sold over 2.2 million fully electric vehicles, officially surpassing Tesla as the world's largest EV manufacturer by volume. Overseas sales more than doubled. Factories are active or rising in Thailand, Brazil, and Hungary. In March 2025, BYD unveiled a megawatt charging platform that delivers roughly 400 kilometers of range in 5 minutes, approximately the time it takes to pay at a gas station. Wang Chuanfu's target is explicit: make charging functionally indistinguishable from refueling, backed by thousands of proprietary flash charging stations. Toyota's answer is solid-state batteries, developed with Idemitsu, targeting production around 2027 to 2028. The chemistry promises over 1,000 kilometers of range. But Toyota has been announcing solid-state timelines since 2020, and every cycle has produced a revised date. BYD isn't promising a future battery. It is shipping a current one at scale into markets worldwide. Kei cars are 40% of Japan's total market. BYD is no longer just inside Toyota's vehicles. It is coming for Toyota's driveway. For 100 years, the car industry's power structure was built on one thing: the internal combustion engine. Whoever engineered the best engines controlled the industry. Japan mastered that game more completely than anyone. The electric era changed the rules. The engine is no longer the heart of the car. The battery is. And right now, the center of global battery manufacturing capability is not in Nagoya, not in Stuttgart, not in Detroit. It is in Shenzhen. Toyota putting BYD batteries in its vehicles is not a procurement adjustment. It is the moment the industry's center of gravity shifted. In plain sight on the production line, in a car you can buy today for $18,000. The question that remains is simple: can Toyota's next generation bet land before BYD makes the current gap permanent? Because right now, the student isn't just ahead. The student is supplying the teacher.